Good morning and welcome to today's reading, and we will be reading My Night in the Planetarium by Innosanto Nagara. Yes, so we'll be getting ready for that one, and please do join me for that. All right, good morning to you. Happy Monday, everybody, and welcome. Good morning to you, Gilbert Otieno, my brother. How are you doing today? So glad you could join in. Thank you so much. That how warms my heart. Good morning to you. And good morning to you, Leslie. And good morning to you, Isabella. How are you doing today? Good morning to you, Lynette. How are you doing today? And Quincy joining us. How are you? I think Quincy, you're joining us from Marine. How are you today? So glad you could join us. Yes, Isabella, buenos dias to you. Happy Monday, everybody, and welcome to Storytime with Mr. Limada. We start at 10:30 Pacific time every weekday. Please do join in. Invite your neighbors, invite your friends, and let's share a laugh and a good story together. All right. Good morning to you. Yes, coming in. Good morning, Maya, Wyatt, right here in Auckland. Maya and Elias joining us from Auckland. Good morning to you. Lacey, good morning to you. Yes, representing Emerson right here. Good morning to you. Thank you so much. All right, and good morning to you, Letissa. How are you doing today? So glad you could join us. Please tell us who you're joining with and where you are joining us from. Good morning to you. Good morning to you, Vincent Kapotwe, all the way out in Zambia. And good morning to Vincent Jr., Naomi, and of course Sasha. Good morning to you, yes, Munibwanji. And good morning to you, Ellen. Good morning to you, Zayana. Ellen in Chicago, how are you doing? Zayana right here in Oakland. Good morning to you. Good morning to Desmond and Jessica joining us from Gilroy. How are you doing today? And of course, Olive Oil. Good morning to you today. So glad you could join in. Happy Monday, everybody. Absa joining in Auckland. How are you doing today? Al Junior from Auckland, good morning to you. All right, Salam, you're joining us from Auckland with Latisa. Thank you so much for letting us know. Good morning to you. So glad you could join in. Yes. Please get comfortable as we get ready for our story today by Auckland's own Innosanto Nagara, and this one is called My Night in the Planetarium. A true story about a child, a play, and the art of resistance. Good morning, everybody. Good morning to you, Ishmailia, joining us. How are you doing today? Yes, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. All right, please let us know where you're joining us from and who else is joining in with you. We'll give it 2 more minutes and then we'll get started with our story. All right. Good morning to you. Please welcome, get settled. Yes, wherever you're joining us from Zambia, right here in Auckland, Chicago, you are all welcome for this lovely story today. All right, so pronounced Salem. All right, thank you. Good to know. Taking a mental note for that for next time. Thank you for sharing, Latisa. Awesome. All right. Good morning, everybody. Yes, our story today is My Night in the Planetarium. Good morning. Oh, good morning to you, Stefan. Good morning to you, Owen, and good morning to you, Ada, and good morning to you, Ilya. And also, so you know, Owen and Ada, your prizes are coming your way from the last week's challenge. Please do look out for this week's art challenge. Good morning to you, Lily. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're feeling much better, right? Good to see that you're on with us today. And good morning to Justine. Welcome, everybody. And we're getting ready to start. Yes, thanks for the reminder, Stefan. It is Spirit Week for Emerson kids. So please look out for that. And I think today is hair day, crazy hair day. So Emerson kids, go crazy, show us that crazy hair when we meet for our classes later on. Maria Clara, how are you doing? Good morning to you. Thank you for the reminder. Absolutely. Good morning, good morning. And Lucy, how are you guys doing today? Glad you could join in. Good morning to you. All right. All right, and we're going to go into our story, but before we get started, just a few things for our art challenge this week. We will be, I'll be asking you to think of something that is important to you. Think of something that you like. It could be parks for all, just the environment. It could be clean water. It could be a campaign against people throwing trash everywhere. It could be save the sea life, right? So it could be anything that you're interested in. Create art, a picture of that, and send it in to me. And at the end of the week, one of us will get to walk away with this beautiful calendar by Innosanto Nagara, our author today. And it has amazing artwork in there. And just one of them I thought I could share was this brilliant one showing our health workers and how they are important at this time, right? So that is just one of the pieces in there. But this whole calendar has lots of beautiful art, and it is created by Innosanto Nagara, our author from today. So please get ready for that one. Do send in your submissions. Think of something important and create a campaign poster for that. Details will be on the Storytime page after the reading. Good morning to you, Oscar and Ruben. Good morning to you. How are you doing today? Happy Monday to you. Yes. Good morning, Maya and Raven. And good morning to you, Santino. How are you doing today? Amber, Charlotte, Askew, Arisha, Ozane, Monroe, Vanessa Fasha, and Jamila Todd all joining us today. Thank you so much. Oh, so many people. The more, the merrier for sure. And good morning to you, Noctula, all the way out in Baltimore. Glad you could join in today. And of course, as we are going to be enjoying our story and just enjoying ourselves, please remember to give a big thank you in whatever ways you can do that to our essential workers, you know, the store clerks, post office workers, farm workers, medical people, janitorial staff, everybody that is helping us keep sane and safe at this weird time. Thank you so much. So now let's get ready for our story, My Night in the Planetarium, a true story about a child, a play, and the art of resistance by Innosanto Nagara. All right. When I was 7, I got to spend the night in a planetarium. This is a true story. Do you want to hear about it? I was born in Indonesia. Only 3 countries in the world have more people than Indonesia. Do you know what those countries are? China, India, the United States, then comes Indonesia. Indonesia is rich in natural resources, fish from the sea, fruit from the trees, and spices. Oh, the spices. Indonesia is where the Spice Islands are. When you learn about Columbus, you will learn that he was looking for the Spice Islands when he got lost and was shipwrecked in Haiti. But that's a story for another day. Let's get back to Indonesia. People from all over the world came to Indonesia to buy spices. Some of them, like the Dutch, decided to stay. We Indonesians are really nice people, so we let them stay. They stayed for 350 years. Finally, Indonesians decided it was time for the Dutch to go home. They hadn't been very good guests. They stole our spices, they took over our government, and they put people in jail if they complained. So people from all across Indonesian islands decided to unite and kick them out. We called this the Indonesian Revolution. After the revolution, we all lived happily ever after. The end. No, not at all. Not really. This is a true story, so things are more complicated than that. Just before I was born, a new ruler came to power. He was a general from the military and was used to everyone following his orders. He ruled Indonesia with an iron fist. Lots of people were afraid of him. He let his family and friends get rich while the rest of the country was poor. And just like the Dutch, his army put people in jail if they complained. My dad, who you would call Datuk in Indonesia, is a poet and a playwright. He and his friends would gather for poetry readings, and he had a theater troupe that put on plays that lots of people would come to watch. Datuk and his theater troupe believed in free speech and didn't think that the general was treating people well, so they decided to do a play about how that was wrong. They put up posters and all over town, and they called the play That's Indonesian for hush or be quiet. The theater troupe would rehearse their play in our garage every day. I would hang out and listen. Because I was 7 and a good listener, I was able to memorize the whole play. When the actors would forget their lines, I would remind them. I think this was a bit annoying for them. So they finally said, hey, if you're going to be so good at remembering all these lines, you should be in the play. So my dad made a part for me. I got to be a spy. The play was really popular. Lots of people came to see it because they had heard it was a clever play. It was a story about people who were being ruled by an evil king from another land. But the people united and kicked the king out. There are many heroes, but one hero in particular stood out and became their new leader. But then that new leader started acting like the old king, letting his family get rich and putting people in jail who complained. Everyone knew the play was about the general, but since it didn't actually say it was about him, they hoped they wouldn't get in trouble. Our family traveled across Indonesia with the theater troupe performing the play. Everywhere the play went, more and more people came to see it. At the same time, people across Indonesia were protesting against the general. University students were protesting in the streets, poets were reading protest poems, and folk singers were singing protest songs. Some of them were arrested for saying what they really thought. That's when we heard that the general was really mad. He ordered his soldiers to arrest my dad and the other actors. The soldiers were going to come after the play closed and the audience had gone home. So that night, everyone in my dad's theater troupe brought their toothbrushes to the performance. Well, they figured that if you're going to go to jail for a long time, you may as well have your toothbrush with you so you can keep your teeth clean. And the author says that that is a true story. The performance was in a huge theater complex called Tim. There were indoor stages, outdoor stages, a movie theater, and even a planetarium. During the week, I took Balinese dance lessons in one of the small theaters. Since my dad's play was really popular, they were performing in the biggest outdoor theater. The final performance was a success. But sure enough, after the audience left, the soldiers came in to find my dad. And yes, he was nowhere to be found. The theater was empty. My dad and all the actors had snuck out with the audience. My mom and I had said goodbye to him as he got into a bahai in the alley behind the theater. Then he headed out of town to lay low for a while. The problem was we couldn't go home either because we heard that the soldiers were waiting at our house. That's when my mom said, "Let's go to the planetarium." So my mom and I went to the planetarium and watched the show. Then we watched it again and again. It was dark and beautiful under the stars, and we were safe. I fell asleep on my mother's lap, and that is how I got to spend the night in the planetarium. The end. Well, kids, I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. That is some determination. And yes, people fighting for what is right. So remember that you also have a duty, a responsibility to sometimes speak up against what is not right. So please, I hope you enjoyed that one, and it is a must-have for your collection. If you do not have it, please find My Night in the Planetarium by Innosanto Nagara. Thank you so much. That was our story for today. And remember that that book ties in with the challenge for today, which is think of something that you're passionate about, something that you care about. And it could be maybe parks for everybody, and the environment, clean water, a campaign against people throwing trash, or saving sea life. It could be anything. So do that, draw a picture, send us that art, and you will be the one person who get to walk away with this calendar created by Innosanto Nagara. And of course, like one of the pieces in there is that one showing our health workers dignity, respect, and quality. Important people at this time of the year. And of course, we are still saying thank you so much to our store clerks, our post office workers, our farm workers, our medical people, our janitorial people, everybody out there helping us stay safe during this time. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining in. And we're just going to check through quickly, see who else has joined us in that time, right? I see that we have Lily with us, and we also have Isabella. Thank you so much, everybody that has joined us wherever you are joining in from. Let me just try out a new platform and see if I can get names from that side and see who else is with us. Good morning to you. And we certainly have everybody that has joined in. I thank you so much. Good morning to you, Lido Petroni. Good morning to you, Maria, joining us from El Sobrante. And to everybody that is joining in today, good morning to you. Thank you so much. And remember, please, to join us tomorrow for another story. And tomorrow we'll be reading The Snowy Day by Ezra Jack Keats. So do join in for that one. Sheila, good morning to you. I hope you're doing great. Thank you so much. Good to see you out there, my friend. Good morning to you. Yes, good morning. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that you could join in. Everybody, thank you, and a big shout out for joining in. Good morning to you, Ali May. Everybody that is joining in, I hope you enjoyed that story. If you missed it, please do get a chance to go back and look at the reading for today. And if you missed it, we were looking at My Night in the Planetarium by Innosanto Nagara. Thank you so much, everybody. And please do get a chance to share this story with your children. Like Lynette says, it is great importance to share this story with everybody. And thank you so much to Innosanto Nagara for that beautiful message. Ingrid and Anders, good morning to you, and thank you so much. Please keep the recommendations coming. Please, if you can, drop them off with me or let me know how I can pick them up from you. Leo, good morning to you. Love you, buddy. Miss seeing you. I'm sure by the time I see you next, you'll be as tall as I am. Good morning to you. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining in. Much love, and I will see you tomorrow for another exciting story in The Snowy Day by Ezra Jack Keats. All right, bye-bye. Much love.